Hey, John here. In this video, I'm going to show you the highlighted features that I love about Viraltag. Now, I use this extensively for primarily Pinterest and Tumblr posting in bulk and on a schedule, but I also use it for a lot of Facebook image posts. Really, Viraltag is all about image social media. That's what I use it for. So I created a separate account from my regular niche account for be using FastAx here, so it's not really loaded up, but it will give you an idea of what this is all about. So basically you connect your accounts. Once you start, you can start for free. You don't even have to give your credit card number or anything. You can just start for free, get a free 2-week trial, which is pretty sweet. All right, so you just connect your accounts. It's pretty simple to do. You just hit whatever. You can see which social media channels are used. Just hit whatever, and then it'll just sync it up with those specific channels. And then you can go back to the home page, and you want to set up your queue, which is a schedule. Okay, this is like a flat. They have one by default. This is a little bit cumbersome to use because you have to manually enter it for each day. You can't like copy, like set up all of Sunday for, let's say, and you have to do it for each channel independently. So it's too bad you can't like create just one day for one channel and then copy it for all of it. I wish it did, but it didn't. So you have to like manually go through it. It's pretty tedious, but you can set up a separate schedule for each social media channel, which is pretty nice. It's like, for instance, I post a lot more frequently on Pinterest than I do on Facebook. So I set up this is what I call a queue, and you can post to the queue, or you can post on intervals, or you can post immediately. So you get a lot of scheduling options, and I'll step you through how to do that. Another nice feature is if you look at your recent posts. So I've posted one here to Pinterest, and you can designate it as evergreen, and what that does is it puts it into a library or inventory of posts, and if you ever run out of posts, it will start posting to whichever social media channels you selected for that. It'll just post it over and over. Now, I don't recommend doing Pinterest as evergreen because Pinterest isn't really about, you don't really want to sort of pin the same thing over and over, but it's really ideal for platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr, where you get new fans, new followers, and so forth, and maybe 2-3 months down the road from the last time you posted, you'll have new fans and followers. So obviously, you kind of repost popular stuff. You don't want to repost duds. So let's take a look and see how I really use this to power pin. Really, essentially, what I do this is for I can pin and schedule loads and loads of pins very, very quickly, well in the future, and load up the queue. So I'm going to go to a page. So what I have is I have on Chrome right up at the top right here, I have this Viraltag Chrome extension. So I'm on a huge gallery. I got 50 best beaches in the world. Looks awesome. I want to pin them all to my board, and I also want to blast them off, say, to Facebook. You can designate what you do. So you hit the Chrome extension. So we've got them all here. You can hit select all, or you can cherry pick. Okay, so let's just cherry pick those. Then at the bottom right is a thing called schedule. You click on there, and this is the bulk editor, and this gives you full control of very quickly pinning, posting to Facebook, so forth. So you can do everything in bulk up here, and you choose your Pinterest account, and then this will drop down to which boards you do. I only have one board for FastFacts isn't big on Pinterest, obviously, but I just set it up for this illustration. And you can also pin to Facebook at the same time if you like, or do it separately. I usually will schedule everything to Pinterest and Tumblr at the same time, and then I'll do Facebook differently because Facebook I'm a little bit more selective about the images that I post because I don't post nearly as frequently to Facebook, so I might cherry pick a little bit more on Facebook, so I'll do that separately. Now, sorry if I get into too much detail here, but there's a lot of really cool features here that I think you should know about, and it's just from me using it so much that I've come to know it. Okay, so the first thing to note here is obviously you're going to choose your board. Now, we can do like universal similar posts controlled up here, or we can customize each post with each one of these is a post. So it's up to you what you do. I do it both ways. It kind of depends on what I'm doing. So right now you've got the URLs all in there, and that's great because we want to include the source for Pinterest. You can customize your descriptions if you want for each individual one. But if you do that, it puts the same message in each one there. All right. So and then if you put here, let's say you hit enter and you don't want to have any attribution link in there, it takes it out. And then if you want to customize each link, you can certainly do that. You can still go back and edit this. So one important note about Facebook: if you're going to post to Facebook, okay, if you want to create an image post, and that is an image just with some text above it, and the image isn't clickable into your website, you want to keep this blank. All right, this has to be blank. If you want to create an image link in Facebook, you would have kept the URL in this field, and that's only the real difference. When it comes to Pinterest, I always keep the source field here. So because like with Facebook, I create image posts with Viraltag, I use different software for creating the link posts. Because I do that with Facebook, I don't want the URLs here, but with Pinterest, I do want the URLs here, so that's why I do them separately. So now we have, let's assume we had our source URLs in there. You can choose whether you want it evergreen, and what that means is it just puts it into an inventory that'll be reused if there's no other post to be added. So we've got that. We're happy with everything that looks, and then what you do is down here is that schedule thing. Now there we go. Now you can do one of two things, okay? You can just hit this add all to queue, and that would go to our preset queue that we had set up right here, okay? Our posting schedule for Pinterest. All right, oops, sorry about that. It will go to the next slot in here. It just goes in order, okay? You can, alternatively, save it as a draft. Or you can go to schedule. And this is where you can do some cool intervals, okay? The minimum interval is 3 minutes apart. You can't go lower than that, so you can't do it 1 minute apart. But you can choose the date when it starts. So if we choose today, then you choose the time it would start, and you choose the interval. Now you can get really creative with this. Let's say you wanted to really space it out over like 2 months, and you had like 60 images in a whole gallery that you're posting. You can do one like every 24 hours, right? And that would be one a day. Now you can imagine the power of this, because you can go on a power pinning expedition here. You could literally go pin like 10,000 images, and you can space them all out, one from different types of images, every 24 hours or every 40 hours. And you can literally load up like 10 to 20 pins a day for the next 2 months, just sitting here going all different websites and so forth. So it's really powerful. It's really great. Plus you can load up your queue. You can do all sorts of really cool things. Okay, so we just go like that, and then you'd hit schedule. Okay, and there is a way, I believe, if we would have hit schedule, I just don't want to post anything. I guess it doesn't really matter. But there is a way also you can select a particular image and you can pin it right away. You can do that directly right on the image. All right, so if we were here, we'll X out of this. If we were here, we get our little Viraltag thing. Let's see. If we go there, we can pin just that image off the page. We don't have to do the whole thing. We can schedule like I showed you, or you can just post it right away. So you can go around and just pin a bunch of stuff immediately. All right, so that's scheduling off of another website. Another really great feature of this is we could go to Pinterest itself, and we can power pin directly off here. So we can actually repin with Viraltag, which is really cool. So let's say you found a bunch, you're doing a search. We're going to go back to our travel. Oops. Let's say beaches. And we wanted to pin a whole whack of these. Okay, great stuff. We hit our Viraltag. We can hit a whole bunch. You can do select all too if you want. And then you hit schedule. And we're going to do the same thing, except this time it's going to repin it because the source. Okay, it still has the source there, but it's essentially a repin from Pinterest, which is fantastic. And so you can just, find a lot on Pinterest and quickly fill out boards and do a lot of repinning and, basically do what Pinterest wants you to do. I will actually pin probably more now because of Viraltag off of other websites and other boards than off my own website. So, which is great. That's what Pinterest wants you to do. You find lots of great stuff. I can automate it. I can just do a power pinning session and be done with it for a long time. This is so easy to use. It's very easy to train someone to do it. You just make your own video and off they go. So that's what I've done. So that's Viraltag in a nutshell. It's a very simple but powerful software. I use it for my niche sites and I love using it. You can check out your evergreen inventory if you set it up. I don't think I have any in here. And then of course you can adjust that by, you can adjust how often it might post, and then you can remove some from your inventory. So that's pretty much it. It's great. Now really I focus on Pinterest here. It does the same thing with Tumblr. With Facebook you can create the link posts, you can create also image posts, so that's really got great flexibility there. I like it most for image posts, not so much for the link post. It works fine, but I use something else for link posts for long explanation. That's pretty much it. So I recommend Viraltag. Saves me lots of time, but really only get it if you're going to use it for Pinterest. I don't think if you're just focusing on Facebook and Twitter, this works for Twitter. I wouldn't use Viraltag. I'd use something else unless maybe you're doing a lot of images on those social media channels. Thanks for watching. Hope you found this helpful.